Hello and welcome to today's episode of TalkNRoll with HawKNLoaD Captain. Today we have out of Michigan the Chemical Valley Mutants. You guys tell us about yourselves.
Well, shit, Dan. Hardcore punk. Uh, we've played in metal bands, and we definitely wanted to play something more hardcore punk because we love like Misfits, Black Flag, um, Negative Approach, Minor Threat, stuff like that, and we just always wanted to start something like that. So I think that's where it all came from. And I've known Dan for a minute.
Yeah, I have a lot of previous bands in like the metalcore, hardcore genre, and me and Jay, we really wanted to do something that's more like old school punk rock, but also with like a new influence twist, like the same but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just listening to the album a few minutes ago before I hopped on here. So I was over on Bandcamp listening to it. Yeah, you guys definitely have that old school hardcore punk feel, but there's a newness to it. And I know a lot of bands either go one way or the other. You
Yeah,
either you either start punk and become metal, or become metal and go punk, or you just fluctuate between the two. I did the same thing. Well, I had a band back in the day, and I was the thrash metal guy, bass player. My guitar player was hardcore punk guy, and then my drummer was just a guy who liked like classic rock. So
oh
we
yeah. He's always got one guy that likes classic rock in the band for some reason.
Yeah, it worked out for us. I mean, we were just guys that hung out in my comic shop and fucking goofed off and stuff, but it is what it is. The and you know how many metal bands got hooked on fucking the Misfits, the Ramones, fucking Black Flag.
PRI,
Oh yeah.
suicidal for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I was talking to Hawk the other day because we're both Misfits fans. I was pulled out my vinyl. I was like, I got Misfits vinyl, fucking Ramones and shit. My my now 13-year-old is like, he was sitting there the other day and he goes, Dad. I was like, what? He goes, I want to listen to the Ramones. And I'm like, yes, you do. Hold on a second.
Nice.
So it says you got together, man. You guys have now. Did you guys friends before this, or because it says,
Yeah.
man, you guys been together what, a year?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we've been around for about a year since last September, October-ish, which is
mhm.
weird because October 1st is when we went in the studio and recorded Poisoned. So it was almost a year later to the day we were, which is good timing.
Yeah.
Jay and I, we've been friends for over a decade. He was in a band that I'm hugely influenced by, No Class Assassins, and I went from like seeing his shows like before I got, into more serious music. And then so I was his friend. Then I even like played drums for like a very brief stint. And then we always wanted to do music together, but we were just in other bands. So it's awesome that we finally got to work together. There's a lot of magic.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And Hawk is here. See him over there drinking his
Yeah, I'm here.
coffee.
I'm on time, dude.
What's
He's
up,
on
dude?
time. Yeah, he got here right at 8.
Yeah.
We're running early.
I just want, yeah, they're early. I'm not late this time. I just want
Nope.
to
No, he is
fucking be
on
known.
time.
I see your stuff on
Yeah.
TikTok all the time. I fucking
Thanks.
love the videos, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. I literally just put the final piece into the 40 or 50-minute Pantera documentary I'm about to launch.
Oh, nice, dude. Hi,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
Jay.
Pantera fans.
Jay, good. What's up, boys?
What up?
What's up, dude?
Yep. We were just talking about how they were inspired like the Misfits and stuff like that. We just got started.
I can see that.
Yep.
Same.
Yep. It's now, how old are you guys?
I'm 30.
I'm
30?
40.
40? Okay. You guys got into it. Because man, it's really kind of cool finding guys that are like 30 and younger that are into the Misfits and Black
Oh
Flag
yeah,
and shit like that. Because it's because those bands were for the most part long gone before you guys would have been into music. So
for
Mhm.
sure.
yeah.
I had a dad. Luckily, my dad was into like thrash and hardcore, so like I got introduced to good music real young, and that stuff made me want to play. So now that I have a daughter, I'm doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people that I know follow the same you get into Metallica and then you get into everything Metallica loved. That's kind of how it goes.
Yep.
My dad,
A lot of
like,
people I meet are like that.
my dad, he's like, here's some Metallica, and then once I got into that, he's like, oh, now you got some hair on your nuts. Here's Pantera, you know, and then it was like, oh,
Yeah, dude.
oh,
Classic.
Well, it's funny because I remember the day somebody introduced me to Pantera, and it was my senior year in high school. My buddy's like, "Hey, have you listened to Cowboys from Hell? It's from Pantera." I'm like, "That hair band?" And he's like,
oh.
"No, they fucking changed." And because the only thing I knew was like Metal Magic at that point. And
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's OG. That's 1983.
yeah,
You ever
Fucking
see that old
Projects
MTV
in the
clip
Jungle.
where like fucking Dimebag spins around, he's got like all the like the cheetah on, and then Vinny's like, bam, punches
Yep.
himself in the head.
That's literally right at the end of my documentary. Yeah.
but
It's like it was the intro video for one of the music videos they made for a
Yeah.
song on Project in the Jungle, the second album. What I've never understood, and if you listen to like watching Vinny in really early interviews right after Cowboys came out, like they kind of disowned those 3 albums, the first
For
3.
sure.
yeah,
But they were still like owning power metal, which was Phil's first album. Like they were
That's
still like,
probably
you know, we got 2 really good albums, but now even that they put that in the shadows too,
Right.
which it's full of fucking really good riffs, dude.
For
It's
sure.
an awesome album. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's not in there.
yeah.
But
It's one of the ones where I only knew at that point, you know, Metal Magic, and all of a sudden he's like, "No, fucking listen to this." And I'm like, "Fuck, this is awesome." And then like 3 months later, I got to see them when they were on tour with, of all things, Skid Row, and you know, it fucking blew up. And then
that tour is what slingshotted them. That tour like exposed that Pantera energy to a big audience, and that's what fucking started it all, like kicked it all off.
I'm heavily influenced by Phil Anselmo. Yeah, him and Danzig.
Oh,
Big
dude.
influence.
I made a video about Danzig getting punched by that dude from that band. I don't even remember the name of the band.
Yeah,
Man,
But it was like an early viral video back in the
Yep.
day. Like, and I made a video about it forever ago, like a year ago, when I started doing the history stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to be as neutral as possible, but I referenced it. I called it a sucker punch, right? Because where I come from, a sucker punch is an unexpected punch.
Oh, he snuck
It's
him for
not
sure.
an undeserved punch.
Yeah.
But
He snuck his ass.
so yeah, so what I said was like everybody thought I was saying it like Danzig like punked him, like he did some like Danzig was doing some, or what's his face was, I don't know his name. The other guy was doing some like bitch shit, like I was insulting him, and I'm like, no, like Danzig. I kept telling people, I was like, all of us expected that guy to hit him, but Danzig clearly didn't expect him to swing. So
I mean, imagine Danzig. You're like, do you know who the fuck I am? You know what I mean? Like, right.
Hey, because
So,
of that whole shit, that when anytime somebody goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I don't care if I fucking know who they are, I go, "No, who the fuck are you?" Like it's
For sure, like that's a shitty situation. Like he probably was a big fan too, but like, what are you gonna do? I mean, you know, that's a shitty situation.
Yep. Well, Danzig, I've met him a handful of times over the years, and each time was vastly different than the time before.
Really?
Yeah. I met him because I worked at a comic book store back in the day, and it was when his comic book line came out. And I was there that day because he's like, "Hey, man, fucking Danzig's going to be here today. You want to be at work?" And I'm like, "Fuck, okay." So I came in. They made everybody leave the store, even the employees. We had to go stand outside. So we're standing there waiting, and he's just like, and they come over and they're like, he'll only sign this, this, and this. Don't get a picture. He doesn't want to take pictures today. And you know, of course, he will not sign bootleg shit. He'll destroy it. So don't even. That's still to this day. That's
One of my buddies filmed a Danzig show, and he almost got sued.
Yeah. I guess he's finally getting over that shit too, since everybody has a cell phone now.
He's a little, yeah. I hate that though. Like, back in the day, Axl Rose started a riot because he was mad at a guy on a camera, and now
Yeah.
everybody's like watching the show through their phone.
Yeah.
Which I'm
I
like,
would do that.
like, look at all these people that are filming this. Like,
Yep.
dude, at Ozfest 2007, you can find the West Palm Beach Ozfest on YouTube, and then back then it was a lot less common
Right.
for phone step cameras, and you can find it. Like, if you want to relive it, someone here is filming this shit.
Yep.
Like, and like you see people doing it at like Metallica shows, and Metallica pro shot, like they do pro shot for every fucking concert. They have a camera crew that films it
Yeah.
and uploads it to the Met Club, and it ends up online. Like, you can find that show in way better quality. Experience
sure.
the show.
Right. Especially you paid Metallica price. Damn.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I go to shows, I'm this guy. I just kind of hold my camera and record it because I
At least
send,
you're experiencing the
yeah,
show, though.
but I'm also not this guy either. I'm not the
Look,
fucking
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've always been like, I wish I had more videos of Mac, my dog that passed away, but I didn't because I'm a very like
live in the moment.
experience it. Like, I'm a fucking like, oh, I don't need to film this, but now I've been like filming the new puppy and Doc
It's
like
kind of
crazy.
like a catch-22 too, because like with our shows, like a lot of really good clips of people like fucking beating the shit out of each other and stuff. Like in good quality. We've been lucky,
Yeah.
but you know, nothing's worse than when you're scrolling through new shit on YouTube and it's a toaster video, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, people with their fucking potatoes for sure. But iPhones now are like fucking just professional cinematic
sure.
cameras.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I guess that is like if you were a smaller band for sure, it'd be kind of cool to get all that.
But I can
footage.
see how it's an international band. It's like, dude, really?
Yeah, yeah. But if you want to see Danzig, I'm sure you can find that show.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be the one to do it.
Oh,
But if
oh,
everybody thought that way, then nobody would film it. So
Right.
I was digging through some old videotapes the other day, and I found somebody had recorded the White Zombie Pantera Megadeth show I was at,
Dude.
and that was in 90 fucking 2 or 3, and I'm like,
you found that where?
huh? I have it. It's at my shop. I have a VHS
Like on a tape?
Yeah.
You have anything to digitize tapes?
Technically, I have a VCR and a computer. Yeah. See, I got a bunch of shit. I got like a couple White Zombie shows I was at because I was
White
like,
Zombie is my fucking favorite.
Yeah, I love White Zombie.
Care.
I love White Zombie way more than Rob Zombie.
For sure. Not even.
Yeah, it's not even close though.
Not even. I mean, like, even like the 80s White Zombie, you know, it was pretty sweet compared to
Was it-
Rob Zombie.
Weird psychedelic shit. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was cool stuff.
It was pretty cool.
I got the was it Make 'Em Die Slowly? I got that on cassette.
Yeah. Dude, rip that for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. What are you doing?
Dude,
Me and my
it's
wife collect records, cassettes, CDs, you know.
oh, yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, I'm a physical media guy.
Hey,
I
dude.
gotta have my physical media.
Absolutely.
I got my record collection over here and back there. I got behind the counter. I got my CD collection. I got my cassette collection floating around somewhere.
All the
Yeah.
cool shit that I have is on the wall behind me.
Yeah, he's got just a
That's it.
handful.
I got quite a bit of cool shit. I'm a collector of art and shit, though.
Yeah, I've got fucking literally. We bought a house just so I could, and I'm put in a basement so I can keep all my shit away from everybody else. So so get back to talk about the band here.
All right.
So-
Trail off.
So what brought you guys
bad.
together to form Chemical Valley?
Just No Class Assassins took a hiatus. COVID happened. Shows were stopped. My guitar player for No Class Assassins was going through some personal stuff, and it just turned into a big gap of no music. And I just turned to Dan. I'm like, dude, let's start something. Now's the time for that hardcore punk band, dude. So
Yeah, my last hardcore band, Black River, we were doing pretty good, but like once you replace so many members, you've been on the road and like patched together so many tours, And then ironically, like we joined like or started a motorcycle club. So that's what I was doing. And I was like done with that. And I just needed to get back to what I'm good at doing, and that's making music. And Jay was open, dude, and I wanted to work with the guy forever. So it's been
Where are you
awesome.
guys at?
We're here on.
Michigan.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, because holy shit, you guys.
We can
I'm
see
looking at stuff.
Canada. We can
Huh?
see Canada from the river.
From a scummy
the-
place.
Yeah, that's where the best metal comes from, bro. It's
Holy
like
shit.
the middle of fucking nowhere.
Absolutely.
Well, the thing about Michigan is, man, there's fucking clubs everywhere.
Well, like where we're from, it's a shit area. Like meth, gangs, everything. It's bad. Like so this, this like we want to do something positive and all that negative, and it just pisses us off that everything's going to shit around us. So
Well,
Yeah.
that's hoping with our local music scene too. We had one of the really good club not far from here. It used to be called McGuffey's House of Draft. Like every fucking buddy played there at one point. It got sold. Actually, some friends of mine bought it, renamed it, and then fuck it, it just kept going downhill because the fucking bad element were coming in. You couldn't get away from that. Now they sold it. They decided fuck it, they're going to get away from it, and now it's a shit show. No one goes there. I think they do wrestling like one night a week, and I couldn't tell you the last band I saw there. So,
Really?
Yeah, it sucks when that happens. That's happened around here quite a bit.
Guys, man, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the housing sucks, so people have to like spread out and
Exactly.
be able to afford to pay their fucking rent. Yeah.
Speaking of positivity,
Okay, get away from that for a while.
Right. That's not the only themes in our music.
Yeah,
I just want to side note, that is one of the reasons that people like that end up protected as well, by the way, is because platforms where people have a voice are so sketchy about words and they're letting robots handle their moderation.
Right.
that
Yeah.
You can't talk about that shit
Yeah,
in any serious way without it getting completely suppressed.
right?
It's ridiculous. Holy shit. So when did you guys? Because the bands have been around for a while. Well, this band hasn't been around long. You guys have been around for a while. When did you guys get started in music?
Holy shit. I picked up drums when I was 11, but I played in a couple bands in high school, but I really started, like playing, touring, and the whole nine with my first band, Watchmen Upstairs, at 21 years old.
Damn.
That's when I really started taking music seriously.
So
And for me, it was high school. So I'm gonna say I started playing covers like Metallica and stuff like that in my buddy's basement. Oh man, let's see, 2001, and then my first real band was a band called God Is Stoned, and I played drums, and we were like a grindcore band, and it was when grindcore was fairly new with Cephalic Carnage and bands like that. So yeah, that's what we did, and then members of that band switched instruments up and formed No Class Assassins in like late 2008, and then we went on a little hiatus in, let's see, 2020 when all that stuff happened. We played, our last show was, I believe we opened up for Green Jelly, and yeah, we just took a pause and all that. So, and then we started this up a year ago, and it's been kind of the main focus.
We've been so lucky. Like our shows have been like super active. People mosh and they really
Yeah.
see what I mean. Like we've been super lucky, and I don't take 1 second of it for granted.
So you guys
Right.
are out there playing then?
Yeah, we've only played 3 shows so far, and we have our first album, which is usually the opposite for all the other bands I've been in. Usually it's a lot of playing shows, then we decide to record an album. Like with No Class Assassins, it took us 8 years to first
to get
album.
the first album.
Yep.
Well,
Eh.
we have a live album that we put out right before that too.
Hmm.
Get it. What
So
was
That
it?
was-
you got any touring horror stories up there in Michigan?
What'd you say?
You got any touring horror stories?
Like fucking just crazy show,
Just crazy shit that's
Oh
happened.
my
in shows.
god!
like having to stab the bass player or something. You know what I mean?
Not yet.
When we played in Minnesota with No Class Assassins, I had diarrhea in a bucket.
Nice.
When I was in
pretty bad.
Black River, we went on a run out to Indiana. We played 3 shows. The first one we went to, and it was fucked up, dude. The weather was so bad. It was so windy. It was like out in Kalkaska for this Troutzilla. We pulled up to this tent that was literally blowing out of the fucking ground. And we get in there and there's like 3 people, like the guy, his son, and his other kid or whatever. And he's like, "You guys are next." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "What do you mean we're next?" And all the other bands dropped and everything. And we're like, "Can we, like, there's a fair right over there. Can we like go grab some people or something? You know, like we don't want to just set up. We just drove, forever." So then he was like, "No." So it wound up getting to where like I was about to punch the guy the fuck out because he wasn't gonna like pay us or nothing. So
Wasn't
then
it snowing?
the last minute we got a show in Detroit from Kalkaska, which is a fucking hike, and we had to drive all the way back to Detroit to play this motorcycle club, and it was fucking packed. But they like wound up fucking with our car and everything. I don't know. It was shitty. So then we went to Indiana and we played a fucking banger, dude, where people were beating the fuck out of. I think it was in like Fort Wayne. It was in this garage and there's like 75 fucking people in there. They beat the fuck out of each other into that garage to our shit. So it was shitty, but it was cool in the end.
Oh yeah.
You get was it one of them get the hot dog and a handshake, get paid type gigs?
Man,
Oh
are you
yeah,
talking
those are always
about
fun.
that we pulled up to?
Yeah.
That guy tried to get, pretty tough with us, and we weren't fucking having to do. We had just drove 2 hours, and then we were about to get fucked out of money and audience. We were not starting the tour like that. Let me fucking tell you.
That's a deathmatch term, isn't it? Hot dog and a handshake.
Hot dog and a handshake. Yep.
Wrestler payments.
That motherfucking tent was blowing up, dude. The stakes were like, it was like the whole tent. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
what? Like our equipment? What? No way. To 3 people.
So what does this dude do? Did he? Because you said he was like him and his kids. Was it just somebody that just like a vanity thing? Like he decided to run a show for
Every
himself?
other band I've ever talked to that played this festival was like, dude, it was sweet. We had a good time. It was packed, and that was not our fucking experience. Then we're like, no, dude, like if you're not gonna let us at least go round up some people or something, like we're just gonna go to our next stop. And then he was like, "I'll fight you," and I'm like, "What?" And then it was crazy.
That's when we're just like, all right, screw it. All right, get up there. You do 3 songs.
Yeah, we
Fuck
loaded
you
our
guys,
shit. We
fuck
didn't even unload our shit, but we got the fuck out of there. Luckily, we were able to pull another show, with that motorcycle club in Detroit. They really helped us out, and they paid us. They fucked with our car, so it wasn't really cool.
They like slash your tires or something.
No, they like put like mayonnaise in there or something.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
And your
Didn't really
gas
like
tank?
mayo.
like under the
It was
seats.
like
Oh,
under the seats.
Oh,
Fuck,
no.
dude.
What a waste of good mayonnaise.
Yeah,
No,
no
yeah.
shit.
That's how you make a chicken bomb. You ever make one of them?
No.
You
No.
take a
Fucking
jar, you put a
an
chicken
asshole.
leg, and you put some milk or mayonnaise in it, and you put the lid just tight enough, and then you hide it somewhere in somebody's house. And at a certain point, it starts to rot, and the mayonnaise and the milk and the chicken leg starts to rot, and it pops the top off, and it'll stink up the entire house.
Damn.
Why do you know how to do that? Don't
Right.
fucking do that.
Junior anarchist
Don't listen to-
cookbook shit.
Don't
that's-
fucking do that to people.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's
a
like
tough
my
There's
first
no way.
social experiment book. Get the fuck out of here. Don't do that shit.
Don't do it. Yeah,
That's-
don't do it. That's a horrible thing to do. I only did that once, and that was because of horrible people that owned the building I lived in. So
Getting back at the
those guys.
landlords.
That is like Anarchist Cookbook light.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
shit.
I kind of think it's around that time when because I used to have all those books and shit, and I think that's where I learned it in one of them fucking books like that.
You look it up now, you're gonna end up talking to the FBI.
Right.
I gotta look that up now.
Federal Call me in the ass prison.
Oh fuck! I don't even own a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook anymore. I was like, fuck, I don't want that in my house anymore. No, I don't fucking feel like getting
No,
one of
sir.
that guy
Dude, I
watching.
make murder documentaries sometimes and I get freaked out.
Yep. So, man, what's really funny is that I think I seen No Class Assassin somewhere open as an opening act. Did
No
you guys
shit.
ever get down here to Ohio?
You know what? We were supposed to play. We were scheduled to play an Ohio festival with what is it? Rattlesnake Mafia,
Mm.
something like that. And they were throwing a banger, and we were scheduled, but I think something happened and it got canceled. But that was the first time we were supposed to play Ohio. Nope.
Damn.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. We've played. We've played in Burnsville, Minnesota, and a few other places, but I don't think there. No.
Because it just the name sounded familiar, and I was like, damn it, sounds like a place that a show I've seen, but hell, I might have seen it in Michigan for all I fucking know, because I've seen so many damn shows.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
opened up for Misfits at Harpo's, Guar at Harpo's, Venom. We played Warp Tour 2010. We opened up for Goat Whore. That was a banger.
That would be on the resume. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Mushroom Head, Whitechapel, Suicide Silence.
Damn. So it was it when you played with War, was it still Odorous was still in the band or still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Back there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yep. It was them and Every Time I Die.
shit. Okay. Well, it's funny because you talk about that just reminded me because years ago I used to hang out with the guys from War, and I was up at Motor City Comic Con one year, and they were there, and they're like, "You guys gonna go? You gonna come see us tonight?" I was like, "Dude, I gotta get back to Ohio." Because you're gonna come see us tonight at Harpo's, right? I'm like, "Dude, I don't have tickets. You're gonna come see us tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I'm gonna come see you guys tonight." Then, yeah, okay, I'll go.
So you've been to Harpo's a few times.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. Yeah, I was just up there for last year for GCW wrestling.
Harpo's is so awesome, dude. I played there so many times. I love the backstage area. I mean, I love Harpo's.
I've been on a stage, but only as a watching the wrestling match going off in the ring.
Right on. Is that the one that is that the one
backstage
Kevin
about
Nash
as
was
rock
at?
and roll as it gets.
No, well, yeah, it's a fucking blast. What? Who'd you ask?
Was that the one that Kevin Nash was at?
No, I
Okay.
didn't. No, well, it's I'm trying to remember.
Jeff Hardy?
No, it was none of the big guys were there. I know
Nick
I was there
Gage?
for the but it was fun. It's
Nick fucking Gage. Nick fucking Gage.
yeah,
Nick fucking
see,
Gage.
I've seen Nick Gage, but not at a GCW show. I saw him at a Wrestling Revolver show. So
I seen him at an IWA show. Mid South. Yeah, I know.
Ian Rotten, did you go
I
to
know.
the old grocery store?
That I'm not sure of, but I did. I was at the King of the Death match. I think 07 or 05.
Damn.
And it was in what I think it was in Plainsville.
Yeah, see, I got to go to IWA over in I can't remember where it was. It was legitimately in a gutted out grocery store. And it was, I can tell you this because it's the night, it was the 2-day show. We were there for Sunday. We missed Saturday because Saturday's the reason that they can't run, that they got booted from that place because they had the lack of a better term, flaming dick spot.
Uh-huh.
Where the guy gets he gets his pants caught on fire because they do the weed eater, and then set him, and he runs, and instead of doing what he's supposed to do, he takes off running because he panics. And then that footage made it online, and then the guy that owned the building saw it, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are fucking gone." He showed up like a week later and fucking put a big fat padlock on the building and kicked them out. So, because of flaming dick spot.
I was let's see, I met Corporal Robinson, I met Deranged, Brain Damage, Jimmy Havoc.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, not Jimmy Havoc, the one that passed away.
My father-in-law is a wrestler.
Who's your father-in-law?
Well, he's not on TV. He was in the Independent Wrestling Federation, but
Dude, I see.
Yeah, Paul is all fucking indie
Yeah.
What was his
scene.
name?
Indie scene.
Yeah.
he's had a couple. Babe, what are his gimmicks?
Bunch of different ones, but he's wrestled like Jimmy Snuka.
He's wrestled like Jimmy Snuka and shit like that. He went by Moondog Ravage and Bodacious Brad, and he's had a couple.
Didn't Jimmy Snuka murder his girlfriend?
Yeah.
He get away with it?
Yeah, because he,
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
all
We're gonna,
all
right.
memory?
damn. Okay.
Yep.
Killer facts.
No, I'm saying hopefully he fucking got over.
Yep. But oh yeah, no, I go to wrestling whenever I can. I'm supposed to go up in next month back up there to Livonia, I think.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah, we
I'll
were
go
we were
anywhere.
supposed to play. We were supposed to open for the XPW
Yeah.
show in Detroit, but it got canceled.
well, there was a show, and I got to get a hold of the guy because you guys might be interested. This guy does it so that it's wrestling match, a band will play for a while,
Dude.
and then a band, then the wrestling match, and then a band, then a wrestling match. And he does like 3 bands a night between the wrestling matches.
See, Dirty Ron was doing that up here.
Yeah, the dude is I can't remember what the fuck.
Dirty Ronald McDonald.
Damn.
I have to look it up, and I'll message it to you on your email when I remember who the fuck that last one I went to.
Or his real name's Mikey Gordon.
Yeah, it was Jesus, it was in just north of Monroe, up in Browntown or whatever, and it was in the Victory Gym up there. If you know anything about the independent wrestling, it's up there. So
Fun fact.
yeah.
I have a few short horror films on trauma.
Yeah.
And I have footage and we're editing it, but my editing partner's grandpa got diagnosed with throat cancer, so it's been on pause. I'm letting him do his thing and not kind of bothering him too much for the time being. But we'll get back to piecing it together and stuff. But Mickey Knuckles is in it, and so is Ari Lehman.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Now, so do you do your own videos for your band?
I've made some, and I have aspirations to make more. But right now, like I'm not the greatest at editing. I'm better at filming. So when I piece some things together here and there to like get the hang of it. But I need, I usually work with a partner, my partner Justin, Dark Forest Media. But yeah, when he's ready to get back at it, we'll be finishing this movie, Lilith. I'm excited for it. But
Dark Fortress Media.
Dark Forest Media.
Oh, Dark Forest. Okay,
Yeah,
because
that's
I was
his
gonna say
company.
because I'm friends with the guy out of Detroit who does Dark Fortress Media, and I was like, "Fuck, we know the same guy."
Dan, tell him about your spoken word.
Oh yeah, I in my free time I write and record spoken word poetry. I'm 4 albums deep at the moment, working on my 5th.
Damn.
Oh.
So, do you guys have free time?
When we can.
Yeah.
What is that, dude?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have
no
any.
shit.
I couldn't tell you what it is.
Same.
Yeah, because we're all fucking going a million miles an hour here.
Right.
So okay, get back to music here. So when you guys formed Chemical Valley, how did you come up with the name?
Oh,
Well,
go
you
ahead. Dan.
well, Like our area is actually called Chemical Valley because, well, we have a million factories in our little area, but Canada across the river has a shit ton as well. So it's called
Sarnia.
Chemical Valley.
Yes.
Dude, are you in that spot that had the weird, like, what was it, like the weird sound weapon that was going off over there? You know what I'm talking about? I feel like you'd
Ah,
know what I was talking about if you were there. There
Not
was
sure.
some like Canadian, I believe it was the US military in like Canadian in Canada.
I think
Like
it's
testing
starting.
some kind of,
It's right across the river from us.
it was like dumb secret. There's no confirmation that it actually existed at all, but it was like this weird silo or plant that they wouldn't let anybody anywhere near, and they never confirmed it. But people in surrounding towns were getting like sick from these like low level sound weapon shit going on.
I don't know about that, but I don't know if it's current. But at one point, we had the highest cancer rate in the U.S. Actually,
Yeah.
in our area.
Well, it's real bad up there because, like I said, my wife's family's from Detroit and from in that area and stuff like that. And there's just so much shit in the water and in the ground and and it's just there. It's never going to go away. It's just
Nah,
no matter how
No,
clean you get the
60,
water,
70 years of
it's still there.
unregulated industry.
Yeah,
Right. That's what our title track is about for our album Poisoned.
Yeah,
The lead in the water, the shit in the air.
we got a sweet lyric video for that one. I know
Yeah.
you're asking about videos.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
yeah. Because, like I said, I found your guys' stuff. I was listening to it, but while I was getting ready before the show, I was listening to it on Bandcamp, and I was listening through it, and I was like, "Yeah, you guys can tell where you guys are from because just
We're
it,
honestly,
yeah, it's I don't live in that area. The family that I have that lived up there is now moved out of that area. But even then, where they've moved to is still kind of shitty with the just because it's there. It's just it's soaked in so much, it's not going anywhere. Now, it is I've asked this with other bands. Do you think that your region, where you're at, is why you write the music you write? Which obviously it's got a big effect on it.
Ooh, I would say at least 85%.
for sure.
Yeah.
Around 85%. I just came up with that, but
That's even like beyond lyrics though, because like
Yeah, like the style and the aggressiveness of it and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the gloomy winters, the you know it. I don't know. It's there's a lot of broken down, abandoned buildings and things that have once been awesome that are now torn down and dilapidated. So yeah, a lot of that has to do with what we write about too, and just that it has its own atmosphere, but at the same time, sometimes you find beauty in it all. So and we're artists, so it's like we wear that on our sleeve, we throw that out there, it's all blended in there too. And we pretty much wear our influences on our sleeve too, but we're trying to come up with something different and be a little innovative when we can, and write some stuff that it sounds familiar but you've never heard before, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. So I was thinking of
Like
influences. What's the first band that got you into music?
Oh shit.
what band were you trying to be when you started your first band? Because everybody does that.
Minor
Right.
threat.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Straight edge minor threat.
My,
Ooh, I'm gonna say that's a toughie.
Or DRI.
See, I was
No,
big into thrash,
DRI for sure.
oh
DRI
yeah.
all the way.
but I'm gonna say Danzig, or when I was a kid, it was Nirvana. I was big into Kurt, and I was big into what he was doing in Nirvana and the Melvins, that whole thing, and I really liked that. Um, and I wasn't exposed to a lot of the underground stuff at that time, but Nirvana was a big influence on me. Just the rawness of some of the stuff, and it was like it influenced the punk side in me as well, almost, because I know Kurt was influenced by a lot of punk, Black Flag, and stuff like that. So just the
Municipal Waste's
imperfection.
very first EP too. Man, that motherfucker had a huge influence on me. Like when he's like, "Do me a favor, grab the last one out of the freezer," and he cracks it. Oh man, every fucking time.
Uh-huh.
This
People who don't like
every-
Nirvana are they don't get it. It's weird.
Right. But
I-
I would say Pantera because of Phil. The Phil influence was deep with me. I remember back in 2000, me and my buddy Chris went to see Pantera at Ozfest 2000.
That's the one.
And,
That's the one to see him. Right
that
after
was
reinventing
badass.
the steel.
We seen them in 2000, and we seen them in 2001 at Cobo Hall with Slayer, Morbid Angel, and Static X. And that was badass. And it was just one of those things where I was just like, oh my God, no one can fuck with this. And it just gave me that feeling like, ooh, man, this is what I want to do. I see how all these people in here feel listening to it and watching it. I want to make someone feel that way, you know?
Dude, have you ever met like metalheads or just headbangers, in general, who get really into the music but don't know how to play anything?
Oh yeah.
Like they don't bother to try and learn to play anything. That's always felt really weird and foreign to me because the first thing I wanted to do when I heard Black Sabbath was like learn how to play that shit. Like I wanted to learn how to do that.
Same.
So yeah, it's like people it's impossible for me to like connect to when people are like critiquing like a riff, but they've, you know what I mean? I guess it seems kind of like snobby and pretentious to say. I'm not saying like their
No.
input is any less valuable, but it's
No,
like
I get it.
I can't imagine how this person is feeling because the
feel that.
overwhelming urge that I got was to be a musician.
Right, yeah. But I would say like a good chunk of our fan base is exactly what you described.
Just guys having a good time and listening to
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Mhm.
See,
Love heavy, fast shit.
yeah, because I mean, as much as I love music, I can't play anymore. I mean, I could pick up a guitar right now, which is sitting right there, and super basic. I played bass, and I'm out of practice. I don't have feeling in my hand anymore, and I'm just getting fucking old. And I've but I can still go, man. I can appreciate this. And to be honest, like I played bass, so I don't think I have any right to tell anybody like a guitar riff and stuff like that. I like bass line, like hey man, I dig this groove line.
That's bad thinking, dude. If you're an artist, you absolutely have a right to an input.
No. Everybody's got their right to an input, but there's like the reason we started this show, in fact,
Yeah.
was because a lot of people wanted me to review their stuff on my channels, but I don't do that. Like I don't have the heart for it.
Right.
And I'm not like super exploratory, but I'm interested in everybody's history. Right. So like even if I didn't like your music, like everybody has an interesting story, especially people in this culture.
Mhm.
So the show felt like a way to talk to, and I mean eventually be able to expose like smaller artists to a bigger audience one day.
Yeah, one day. We're working
slow
there.
rolling.
We're
Yeah.
slow. It's
What are some of your guys' influences in punk?
For sure.
Punk. The Ramones. I love the Ramones.
I
I got super big into the Ramones. I was into the Ramones and Misfits super hard. Black Flag back in high school. But mostly I was overwhelmingly obsessed with Metallica and then everything that
Oh, yeah.
Metallica liked. So like the new wave of British heavy metal, I love. Like Diamond Head, one of my all-time favorite bands. I can't stop talking about Diamond Head. But anytime I make a video about Diamond Head, nobody sees it. So I just bought like 7 Diamond Head shirts, and I'll talk about like Ozzy or Metallica in a video I know someone will see and like wear the Diamond Head t-shirt. So that's
Nice.
my covert.
Oh yeah, you gotta see
distribution.
it, for sure.
wow. There's so many bands that I like that no one knows anything about, or they put out one album and it faded into obscurity. And I grew up. I'm closing in on 50. So I started out like a lot of guys did. I listened to which is now fucking classic rock, but it was, I listened to the Led Zeppelin, Alice Cooper. Then it slowly morphed in because, of course, MTV started playing your hair bands and stuff like that. I started digging that, and then I can tell you, it was the summer between junior high and high school. I discovered thrash metal, and I picked up
Changed my life.
Metallica's "Ride the Lightning," and it was on after that. And
Oh, yeah.
then I bought Garage Days, and it just kept getting bigger. And then now I'm
But
like,
that's what thrash was such a perfect culmination of everything that was happening in the 70s and where everybody was going. And then Exodus and Slayer and Metallica come around and they put it all together in a way that makes you feel all of those things at the same time. So all the
Dude,
way you felt about like the doom and
it's
gloom
like-
of Black Sabbath and like the hardcore, like the fast, simple Ramones, Misfits stuff, and then Venom and
Yep.
it's
I
just
think
perfect.
subconsciously I always wanted to be Paul Bailoff.
man, I wanted to be freaking Cliff Burton and Frankie from Anthrax.
Frankie Bello.
And Tom.
I am hoping
Slayer.
that what I am doing eventually leads me to be face to face with James Hetfield.
That'd be so
That's the
cool.
goal.
That
I will
would be
walk
so
out of that
fun.
room and I will fucking keep myself safe right there because I won't need it anymore.
For sure.
Fuck, that would be it.
Oh, got your logo, and you got an awesome logo. That is a
Thank you.
great logo.
That is dope. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
and the album cover and stuff, man. Just I know this is bad because it reminds me of Corrosion of Conformity's Toxicity.
I
Oh,
And-
nice.
Yeah, and oh shit, me and my son were just talking about it. I was like, how do you go from a punk band to a thrash metal band to a
Yeah,
stoner?
COC
group
did
metal?
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Dude,
did fucking
okay.
went everywhere.
Listen, I have had COC's fucking second album in straight like everyday rotation in my car. That motherfucker bangs so hard, dude, front to back. Why did they change that sound?
yeah. I have no clue, but they did. They kept evolving like big time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, musicians experiment, and everybody back in the 90s was like feeling experimental, and I think trying to not combat, but like compete with alternative rock, which was like taking
Sure.
over. So instead of like kind of reverting to alternative rock, everybody went more blues rock, like back,
Yeah.
like nostalgic
Yeah.
70s blues rock. So
Yeah,
Me. Oh, go
It
ahead.
took me almost until I was 30 to realize, like, whenever Metallica would defend Load and Reload, that like everyone's they're sold out. They went alternative, but when you listen to it, and when they were like, no, we were listening to a lot of like Black Sabbath and stuff.
mhm.
You
You can hear it. It's all there.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, it's
I
just more-
passionately believe Cliff Burton would have been right on board with Load and Reload. It was they were, he was him especially
Well,
on
my
top of
whole thing
everybody.
with
But Load and
Load and
Reload are great
Reload
albums.
is I think that if you took all the really good songs off both albums, you would have one of the best Metallica albums ever. I just think that,
Yeah,
and
It's
don't get me
kinda-
wrong, I think there's a little filler on it, but
a little bit.
I like
good.
Ronnie.
Ronnie, yeah, but yeah, there's always Prince Charming and Fixer and like anything like you could point out as a filler if you like really went and listened to it. Like it's fucking great. It's awesome.
Load
Outlaw
has some
Torn is
great slap, dude.
one of the dude. It's fucking great. They're great.
yeah, I'm just saying
You
is
know?
that if you took, okay, your songs are here, and you took the songs that are all the way up here, and took these maybe released them as like a B-sides, and you would have just fucking one killer, maybe double album. But
Dude, then now it takes anywhere between 8 and 16 years for Metallica to put a new album
Yeah.
out. So
yeah,
I
but
would
it's
take
only-
whatever. Back
Yeah.
then, if I was a time traveler, I'd be excited that 2 albums came out back to back like that. All right.
What did you guys think of the newest one?
Lux
thought-
Eterna launched my entire. The only reason
Yeah.
you're talking to me right now is because of Lux Eterna. And I love that song. I thought it was great. I think the album as a whole. Alexa, stop! I'm not talking to you, ho. Jesus. But yeah, no, that's the. I had like a viral review go off. That's what started this whole thing.
Yeah.
That actually, that's today is what is today? The 28th. Today is exactly 1 year since Lux Eterna came out.
Damn. Well, damn, a year? Holy shit.
It's 1 year I've been doing this fucking heavy metal content creator shit.
Damn.
I went to that show with Pantera at the Detroit show, Metallica and Pantera.
We tried so
Was
hard.
it awesome?
It goes so
I
bad.
thought it was
dope.
pretty fucking cool.
Dude,
I
Phil
thought-
Anselmo is walking around on stage with no shoes on. Like, what the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, I do
He's
that.
full comfy. He's full comfy, just fucking vibing, bro.
It probably, I think he likes to be more grounded, and
Yeah, I feel
after all the drugs he's done, he probably needs it. But yeah, it probably helps him cool down and stay cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
no,
know
believe it.
I've met a lot of like lead singers of bands. If you look, they're not wearing shoes.
Right, Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes down to like some like I knew people that did local level, man. They took their shoes off as soon as they hit the stage.
I feel like performing for Henry Rollins is like getting ready to go into the cage and just beat the dog shit out of somebody. Like, if you ever see he wears
He's
like the
intense.
shirts, no shirt, no shoes. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Ugh,"
yeah,
you
he
know.
wears,
He's
like fucking
fucking one
boxing
of the-
shorts.
He's one of the greatest guys of all
I think
time.
it's funny because they asked him. He goes like, "I'm done touring." He goes, "I'm done making music." He goes, "I'm just gonna work on my album collection."
I want to meet that guy so bad, and like I don't want to
Same.
talk to him about music. I specifically want to talk to him about spoken word and poetry
Yeah.
stuff. Like, so bad.
Yeah, that would be
Fucking,
sweet.
I had like multiple day long Greyhound bus rides where all I did was listen to Henry Rollins spoken word stuff.
See, I missed it because he did a book signing. Oh God, a couple of years back, and I found out day of, and it was only like an hour away from my house.
Oh,
His audiobook, Everything, which is just like him and his poetry, has been the biggest inspiration on me for mine. Yeah, like, I would love to talk to that guy about just that shit.
I remember, was it get on the van, get in the van, that
That was the Black Flag bio.
Fuck.
oh yeah, our guitar player Aaron has that book.
and then I just watched his stand up the other day because I was going on fucking HBO Max or something. And if you go far enough to their stand up, it's got
Yeah,
his
specials. They're not like it's technically it's kind
just
of like
spoken word. Yeah,
It's spoken word. Yeah, Kevin Smith does something similar.
yeah,
It's not really a stand up routine, but parts of it are funny.
yep. Him talking about his old like tour manager who is fucking crazy is hilarious. So
So what do you guys got coming up, and where can people find your stuff?
yeah,
Well, we are on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Pandora, Deezer, all the DistroKid stuff, and you can buy our album for $10 or each song. I think you can buy them all singularly if you wanted to. But they're on Bandcamp at chemicalvalleymutants.bandcamp.com. I throw stuff up on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/killyourboss.
Live clips of our shows. The live albums on YouTube.
Yep. And that's
Just send one of us the links, and we'll make sure they're all in the description.
yeah.
Anything
We put all this in the description at the end of the episode. And before I forget, can I use one of the songs as the outro?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude, did you see that we got a suggestion on a comment last week that we should do songs as the intro instead? That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem.
Why don't we try that? That way
Yeah.
they hear who we're about to talk to and they
Yeah.
have a better understanding.
See,
Oh, that sounds cool.
Or you know what? That's what I thought. But what if I guess it can make or break, you know what I mean? Like what if they really like your music, but then like we talk to you and you're a dick. You guys are great. I
you
don't
guys are
think
awesome.
we talked to any dicks.
Super cool.
Yeah. But like just hypothetically. But then wait, what if like your song's kind of like meh, like your shit's kind of meh, and but they put it at the end, but the podcast goes really well and people think you're really cool. So then when they do get to your song, it's like, oh, this is cool. These guys are cool. This is good. So I don't know. Fucking don't ask me.
It does work that way sometimes.
Yeah.
Sick.
This is some first impression shit. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
because it was like the our numbers went up when because I was using our logo as like the thumbnail for each show.
Mhm.
When I took that, our numbers went up. So just pictures of us there
Mhm.
got people watching. So I don't fucking know.
I made a whole thumbnail for that one. I'm not good at it though. I'm really
Yeah.
bad at.
My problem is that
Yeah.
I really need like somebody that just can do editing for me, and so I can just do all the recording
I could probably connect you with somebody.
and just
I
hand
do all
all this
my
shit
own
off.
editing, but I know other YouTubers that I could
Oh,
probably
yeah.
talk to.
Yeah. This is a uphill battle, and it's funny because I had one of my fans from my other show, and he's like, man, he goes, people just aren't coming over. I'm like, I don't know, we'll get it. I think because you got to get past that magic 100 subscribers, and then you start getting put in more algorithms. And
Here's what we want. Like we're doing it the right way, just consistency. And what we're doing is we're building a library, and
Yep.
eventually one of them will break through. And then when people find that one, they'll come find the others. So
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
kind of how it goes. Yeah.
yeah, because this probably this maybe not this week because if I my maybe I won't mess with till Christmas, closer to Christmas, but I'm gonna start doing album reviews and get fucking across the board because I got a shit ton of albums. I can go back old school, but as I told Hawk, I was like, the problem is I can't talk shit about any of them because if I liked them, I bought them. So I'm not gonna.
I
unless
told them to
somebody starts-
bring me in. Like if they're a big, if they're a big mainstream artist, I'll talk shit about them.
Yeah,
But I don't want to discourage any like smaller artists from doing anything. That's why I
No.
don't fucking do small reviews.
no, I need to do a review for
We've been so lucky. We've been getting just so much support. We've just been so fucking lucky because like Jay said, like, dude, I've played so many fucking empty shows that, like you're hustling and man, we have been lucky. I don't
Yeah,
take one
and
second of it for granted. I appreciate every bit because
Yeah.
this could not happen tomorrow. You know what I mean?
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
and our guitar player Aaron Coates, him and our bass player Steve Defoe, were in a death metal band called Mortal Disguise, and yeah, they built their name up too. So I feel like our Dan's experience in Watchmen Upstairs, Black River, those guys with Mortal Disguise, me with No Class Assassins, I feel like all of that kind of gave us a push. We
For
got
sure.
it pushed us to, and I think we're just experienced, so it's more natural because we've had some success with our other bands. So I feel like it can culminate with this one if we want it to. We will.
Well, you guys are you got your time in on the road. You know what you're doing. You got your shit together. You don't seem to be because you guys are talking. There's no infighting. You guys get along. You get a lot of that in bands, and it destroys a band from the inside. It doesn't matter how good you are, you can be playing shows, and people see the fact that the band doesn't get along, and they're just like, all right.
They can feel that shit, even if you're
Mhm.
faking it.
I think the thing that definitely killed my last band is just so many members, so many infighting, and that is not the case with this band. Everything's awesome, and we do everything together. We do all the decisions together. It's just been fitting like a glove.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. I hope it keeps going.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. Like I said, man, old school punk, man. I was listening to your shit, and it was right that groove I like, man. And it's good
If you have any shows coming up, let us know. Whenever you find your next set of shows, let us know, and I'll go back and put them in the pinned comment for this episode.
Thank you,
And
man.
Thank you.
I'll
That's killer.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anything if you guys come out with a new album, you want to come back?
Yeah, just let us know.
Hit me
Fuck
up.
yeah. And if I'm up in Michigan and we're over by your area, I'll yell at you guys like, "Fuck, I'm over here."
Are you guys in the same area?
No,
We're not far. We're not too far.
Yeah,
I'm in
he's in-
Pittsburgh.
He's in Pittsburgh. I'm in Ohio, but
Yeah, my wife's from Philly.
yeah, we got I got family I go up and visit up in Brighton, and I hate to say this, I'm always going up and getting stuff up in Michigan. Well, I don't have to do that come next month, but
Weed. Yeah,
wait.
I'm about to be going out to Ohio. I don't even like weed, but it's just that it's right there now. So
Yep.
I might as well. Hypothetically,
I
in
just
Minecraft.
and then on top of it, I go up for wrestling. So
Hell
Well,
yeah.
for sure, we are definitely coming to your guys' areas because I want to shake your guys' hand in person. You guys have been awesome. Thank you.
Hell yeah,
let us
dude.
know.
Thank you
Pittsburgh's
guys.
got a pretty good scene out here.
yep.
You guys can
And
fucking kill it.
hopefully, hey, fingers crossed. I am currently working with a place to bring live music back to my hometown.
Hell
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
Well, and the funny part about it is my hometown, little fucking podunk town called Piqua. It's right off 75 South. We were a huge death metal. We had a huge death metal scene back in the day, and like fucking Obituary played here. Fucking 6 Feet Under played here. Just you like a ton of them played here, and it kind of dried up and disappeared. And we don't, I was like, it was all because of the venues, the issues with the venues. And I'm like, I could do that. Fuck, I run businesses. I can do that shit.
Hey, if you pull it.
Trying to sell some little girl. She asked me what ages I like. A switch went off in me like a light. Her face turned into a target. I clenched my fucking teeth at the thought of it. I put my hand around her